Okay, now. Okay, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Holy, holy, holy moly. So I guess I cannot. Oh, let's see. I'm going to move this. Oh, holy shit. Damn it. Shit. Schmidt. Schmidt. Schmidt, 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 Schmidt. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Holy shit. Battery's dead. Battery's dead. Fucking asshole. God forgive me. Oh, oh, hey guys. Barbara, Matt, and everyone else. William Henson Jr. Darn it. Okay. Okay. Hi there, Marlboro Matt. Hello, Wildflowers, William Henson Jr. So I'm gonna have to get myself an extension cord. Oh, hello, crazy side piece. I need to get an extension cord because my phone's down. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, everybody. I just needed to get myself an extension cord. My battery is just not very good on the cell phone. I'm using a cell phone. Hold on, phone. I'm going to go through these cassettes and I'll show these to you guys. Okay. There. Okay, everybody. Sorry to keep everybody waiting. Okay. Friggin' stuff is aggravating. Okay. Okay, everybody. Now, okay. I want to go through these cassettes with you. This is my dehumidifier. I use it for my cassettes. And the main thing about a tape is magnetic tape is that tape gets it. It has a binder that binds the magnetic particles to the Scotch tape. It's the actual base, and the the glue, the binder, it absorbs moisture. So over the years, you have to keep low humidity, or it'll get sticky. So I've got a couple of tapes that are sticky here. I'm going to show them to you. This is a bunch of classical. This is all classical music. Okay, this is the one that's really. I've got a tape of just a really short segment of this. I'll play it. I can't play it very long. I don't think it will. Let's see. I don't know if the Quiet Riot is going to screw up, but please go through those cassettes one by one. I will. Quiet Riot Metal Health is a staple of my youth rock music listening. So turn on the hi-fi, take this tape out of here, and I want to see if this tape has the binder hydrolysis. It's called binder hydrolysis. It's what happens to some tapes. And these tapes that are the very worst, if you get old cassettes, the very worst cassettes, wow, that's a huge collection. That's worse than me. I've got some I've had since I was a child. But some of these cassettes, the cassettes that are the very worst are the cassettes made by Columbia Records, the very, very worst cassettes. And there are different divisions of Columbia Records. And I'm not going to play it very long because of your copyright, of your YouTube copyright. It's doing okay right now, but this tape deck is a dual capstan deck. It has two capstans. Normal cassette decks have one pinch roller and a capstan. This has two to eliminate what's while and flutter and speed fluctuations. It's not messing up right now, but on some tape players it will slow down. The tape will start slowing down. Let me see if I can get it to where it'll screw up. It's not messing up on this deck because this is a good deck. You play it on a cheap boombox or a Walkman, it will screw up. You play it on a good deck, it won't have binder hydrolysis. It's not messing up, so the very time when I want it to mess up, it won't. So anyway. But see, this is, I wanted to tell you this, Pasha. Pasha Records is a division distributed by CBS Records. See where it says CBS Incorporated? The Columbia cassettes are distributed by Columbia. Okay, and all of these with the white label on them, they're all Columbia CBS Records, okay? Okay, and especially the old white cassettes are worse. See, I've got 76% relative humidity right now. I need to turn on my dehumidifier, and I'm not going to right now because you all can't hear me. Now, this tape, okay, hold on. Okay, now, this one has binder hydrolysis because I bought these $10 for this whole case. This case here on the wall, bolted to the wall, and it's full of cassettes I paid $10 off of. Craigslist or something for all these tapes. This is also distributed through CBS. A lot of these corporations are divisions of CBS. All of these are divisions of CBS Records. And the main cassettes that have binder hydrolysis, which is sticky tape. People call it sticky shed syndrome. See where it says CBS? Well, I want to show you what binder hydrolysis does to a cassette tape. But they can still be played, and the good news is your information. I'm going to take this off here. Okay, you can take your lid. You still have your binder hydrolysis, but your information is still on your cassette. Okay, your stuff is still on your tape. Van Halen, yes, let's see what we've got here. I did have a record of Van Halen. My favorite one is 5150. That's my very favorite. I've got a Sammy Hagar cassette. You can see my Sammy Hagar. This is my rock section. We've got Night Ranger, Sammy Hagar, Sammy Hagar. Here we go. Oh, damn, shit. That's how aggravating. That's how clumsy I am. Ozzy Osbourne, Blizzard of Oz. Okay, I guess I'll find Ozzy's case later. Okay, now. Okay. This is, don't pay any attention to this table. It's just green paint. That's all that is. OU812. Let's see what we've got. The songs on here. Source of infection. Feels so good. Finish what you started. Black and blue. Sucker in a 3-piece. Okay. Mine, all mine. When it's done. When it's love. AFU. Naturally wired. Carawabo. So this is the inlay card. I'll show you guys. Oh, thank you, Wildflowers. Thank you. And here is your, so if you're a young person, millennial or a Generation Y, this is what you missed. Here's your inlay card with all of your lyrics in it. You've got all of your lyrics in here. Van Halen. You've got all these liner notes here. Pictures. Oh, I love Elvis too. You know, my grandmother loved Elvis. She's always, when I was a little child, the very first time I ever remember Elvis was my grandmother had an 8-track of Elvis when I was a little child. So Van Halen, 1984. So I have the real cassette. It's not a bootleg, but I got this cassette without the cover. It didn't have the inlay card. So what I did, I went online and got an inlay card, J card, and I printed it up. I resized it on Photoshop to make it the right size and printed it out with my printer. So this is, I did that some of these cassettes that didn't have inlay cards. They have on stuff like Discogs. If you go to discogs.com and you don't have an inlay card for your tape, you can get an inlay card. Let's see what's on Van Halen 1984. Let's see what the songs are. My favorite songs. Hot for Teacher. I never really listened to that song. I'll Wait. Girl Gone Bad. House of Pain. Let's see. 1984 Jump. That is one song I love is Jump. Okay, and Panama. I love that. We'll put on a second of this just to tribute to Eddie Van Halen. Graceland. Oh, yeah, Graceland. I've never been there. Okay, first of all, we're going to see the binder hydrolysis in action. Sticky tape. It's not showing it up so far. You can hear it getting a little bit flaky. Most of these tapes have almost 1,000 cassettes, and every last one of them plays. Every last one. has to play a few seconds for it to start doing that. It's struggling a little bit. You can hear it struggling. It's starting to slow down a little bit, trying to. The tape gets sticky inside the cassette. You hear it? You hear it slowing down? Struggling? It's called binder hydrolysis. It's sticky tape. Over the years, the tape gets sticky. Over the years, it gets moisture in it. So this is all classical music. Let's see if I got anything special in here. If you like Russian stuff, but the good thing about it, okay. Andrei Sovia sounds Russian. All black. Let's see. Looks like a Russian guy. And so anyway, hey, you like Phantom of the Opera 1 and 2? If you've ever seen Hi Pam Talks, DC, yeah, 1984, Phantom of the Opera 1 and 2. Let's see, what else I've got. And then we'll go through the good music. I'm just getting this out of the way first. Okay, these are brand new. They've never been opened. Let's see. Okay, now these were popular when I was a child, a young teenager. This is the popular teenager cassette tape around 1990. And this is, 8-track is a little worse than a cassette because the way 8-track works, in a cassette you have a wheel and another wheel. Front to, it runs from one to the other. Take up reel and a supply reel. And the 8-track, and I'll take one apart and I'll show you how it works. Okay. Here's one I really like. And I'll show you, this is one I really like. Okay. Now I like Linda Ronstadt. Now this is Linda Ronstadt's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. And there's a lot of good songs on here. It's 8-track stereo tape cartridge. Asylum Records. You see, this is how it would be if they made something on an 8-track today. Now here is one I know you've heard of. And this is one you've probably seen. Michael Jackson Thriller on an 8-track here. See, Michael Jackson Thriller. And hello, Bailey, how are you? Okay, and I just wanted to show this to you. Let's see. Yeah, this is a head cleaner, and I've had this ever since I was a child. 8-track is a little worse for a reason. Okay, now, you have a platter here, an open top platter, and tape pulls out of the center, comes around the heads, and comes around to the outside. And it comes back through, and the tape, and it's the pressure roller and capstan that actually pulls the tape forward. You know, just like this, it pulls it forward. You can see the tape moving. And what can happen if there's too much tension, if there's friction, the tape, the back of the tape has graphite on it, like what's inside of a, if you have graphite inside of a pencil, graphite on the coating of the back of these tape produces lubrication. The lubrication makes it slippery, so the tape slips out of the center, goes back around to the outside, and it slips upon itself as it goes through. If it doesn't have any lubrication, or if it's a hot, sticky car in the summer, it builds up tension in this roll, and tape tries to pull out of the center and cannot do it. So the tape will get tight and it won't turn. The tape won't play. It'll bind up and won't play. So that's the only thing about an 8-track. The cassette is more, just a lot more reliable. As a little kid, I remember buying brand new cassette 8-tracks when I was a kid. This is a couple of the 8-tracks my mom bought when I was a little kid. Let's see here. Waylon Jennings' Greatest Hits. Now, my mom bought this when I was a kid, this Waylon, and she listened to this in the car all the time. Yeah, so anyway, it's an 8-track. My mom took this tape and she wore this thing out when I was a kid. She had a Pinto, a Ford Pinto, and she would play that 8-track over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And she would just play it till it couldn't be played anymore. And I want to show you the blanks. These 8 tracks, they're all in stereo. They're all in stereo. So this is realistic. Brand new, never been, it's been open, but it's never been used. Low noise, 40-minute, professional quality 8-track recording tape. Okay, I'm going to see. This one, and it's brand new, and it won't play because the tape is like bound, the tape is stuck. It's just to where it won't turn very well. And I don't know why it's like that, but it's brand new. But anyway, yeah, that's the reason that cassettes. Oh, thank you, Marlboro Matt. I'm glad. I was 8 years old when I took my first tape apart to fix it. Let's see. Oh, here's something else I wanted to show you. Now, this thing goes into an 8-track tape player. This is an adapter. Okay, you put this in your 8-track tape player. Fast forward, stop, and play. Your tape goes in here. Your cassette goes in here. You play your 8 tracks through your cassette tapes through your 8-track tape player. When I was a kid in the early 80s, yeah, you can record on 8 tracks, Paul Cook. I'll show you another one. My grandmother used to record 8 tracks when I was a child, okay? She used to do that on her home stereo, and she would give them to me when she got tired of them. She would give them, and I would play them in the car. This is a Kmart tape. See, 90 minutes, Kmart, 90. And so this is, and I've had these. I just take foam and stick them in the ends where the foam pad wears out. Yeah. So I've got one. I've got an 8-track recorder in the house. It's out in the garage. So yeah, and and if you remember, let's see what else. Yeah, this is your adapter. You can play your 8 tracks through your cassette player. Okay, I like Bette Midler. Here's a Linda Ronstadt. There's a Linda Ronstadt CD. Another one in the early 90s. I really like Blondie. That's a nice Blondie CD. I've got all Blondies, just about everything Blondie's ever done. I know a lot of people like Madonna. Let's see. We got the Go-Go's. Okay. I've got Madonna. Who's that girl from the movie? See, Madonna, who's that? Yeah. Madonna, who's that girl? There's a record of that. Oh, okay. So that's like 500 records. So I'm going to go over my cassettes with you, and then we'll look at these. And I want to, first of all, get to the good stuff first. In 1963, Hank Williams Jr., yeah, I have Hank in here. John Williams, Alabama, Solo Acoustics, the Judds, Trisha Yearwood, Conway Twitty, Willie Nelson, Randy Travis. I have one somewhere. It's a cassette of Hank Williams Jr. Here's Johnny Cash. Let's see. Okay. Blood of Alabama. Ray Stevens. I've got a lot of gospel too. This is a country compilation I put together myself. And I used just Photoshop or something like that to make this myself. Homemade. So I just took a lot of my favorite songs and just put them on here, you see. Country Highway. It's just like, yeah, I've got some Hank somewhere, and I have Hank Williams Jr. just around here somewhere. I've got Christmas music, New Kids on the Block, Brenda Lee, folk music, John Williams, Eddie Rabbitt, if you like Eddie Rabbitt. Okay, I want to show you in 1963, the cassette player. I'm more of a 90s kid, but I like British stuff from the 80s. I love British stuff from the 80s. Let me show you some of it. We've got some on cassettes here. We've got Billy Idol. Let's see. Here's Billy Idol, Vital Idol. It's like remixes of his songs. And this is The Art of Noise. It has that Max Headroom on there. Max Headroom on there. The Art of Noise, the best of the Art of Noise. And here's that 2 albums by The Fix. Okay. Reach the Beach for The Fix. and the Fix, Phantoms. Okay. That song by the Fix, One Thing Leads to Another, Saved by Zero. Okay. We got a couple of the Police. Okay, like, here's that Dead or Alive. That song, you spin me around, you spin me right round, round like a record, baby, right round, round, round. Okay, these are homemade. I like to make my own homemade. Ride the New Wave, 1, 2, and 3. These are just mixtapes is all these are, with a lot of 80s hits on here, just my mixtapes that I made. Here's more mixtapes that I made, and I don't sell these to anybody. I just make these for my own use. I buy the stuff online, then I record it onto cassette, and I keep my digital files where I buy the songs. So, Bryan Adams, here's a good one. So, yeah, a lot of people buy their music online on Amazon Music or whatever. They buy their music and they just, they put it on cassettes to listen to. Here's In Excess, the greatest hits. A lot of good songs in here. You can pause it and see the songs if you want to. Okay, here's to Huey Lewis and the News. Huey Lewis and the News, sports. And I've got some records of Huey Lewis too. 4, those are Huey Lewis and the News. Okay. And we've got John Mellencamp, In Excess. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is. So some of these are mixtapes. Okay, we've got Mark Cohn, that song Walking in Memphis. I'm walking in Memphis, and this has some go-go's on here. My friend recorded that for me with the go-go's. Coliseum, I don't know what this is. Afro, this is something, I don't know what that is. This is a really high-end cassette. That's one of your expensive cassettes. They cost a lot of money. Okay. But I wanted to say that in 1963, the cassette deck was introduced on the market. Yes, okay. And it was introduced on the market in 1964 in the United States. And these cassettes I've got are the very first in the world. Okay. These cassettes were from 1964. This cassette is, and it works good. A blues section, I've got a little bit of blues. And this is the way the very first cassettes look, see, because it's Norelco. I got the very first cassette deck in the world. It's called it was a Philips in Holland when it was made. See, this tape says made in Holland. The very first cassette made in Holland. And this is the 1964 cassette. In the United States, 1964. That's how old my cassette recorder is. It's in the other room. It's just a little compact cassette recorder, a little desktop. And here's a really, really old cassette tape. You can see how old it is and how it looks. And I'm going to do some what they call cassette rips. I'm going to do some of these as cassette rips on YouTube. Not the copyrighted material, just your. And I've got a demonstration cassette too. So I've got a Christmas album, Christmas 1971. Christmas album 1971. See how these look. Christmas 1971, a family opening presents together in 1971. Just have to dig it out. Okay. Do you have a good blues section? Let me see where my blues is. And you can tell me if it's real blues. Hot jazz. Here's some jazz. Family Folk Festival. Motown Dance Medley. I bought some of these online. Patty Page. I don't know what that is. Danny's Tape. Christmas. Brenda Lee. Boots Randolph. Tell me what kind of music Boots Randolph is. We got some Nat King Cole here. New Kids on the Block Christmas. Okay, you're going to laugh at me. Here's my stuff I've got. Nomads. This is stuff from YouTube. Audio, just incredible. D-Dub Travels. We got a D-Dub on there. Rosie's rant against Elvis Travels. We've got Rosie O'Kelly. It's an interview podcast with Rosie O'Kelly. Rosie on the Mean Streets. Look at this. This is all of Rosie's street encounters. Rosie and Elvis, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elvis and Rosie. Elvis and Rosie, September 16th, 2019. Okay, we got Elvis Travels, Doomsday Prophet, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Elvis Travels, Van Life. The King and I. Elvis Travels, Pandemic Nomad. And some of his old stuff. I'm putting it on cassette just in case the channels go down. And so, oh, thank you. William Hanson Jr. Some other stuff. You're going to think I'm psycho for doing this. But yeah, these are my cassettes. Okay. And this is stuff about hermits and other kinds of people, interviews and stuff like that of people. I put them on these tapes so I can preserve it. You never know when a YouTube channel is going to go down. You never know when a YouTube channel is going to go down. So I take the audio from these and I put them on these tapes because, you know, if a channel goes down, then I'll have the stuff here. Ray Stevens, he was a funny guy. Okay, this is gospel music. Carmen, I've become a Christian listening to this music. Love song, Carmen. Praise and worship music. And John Denver, the Judds. Here's my Christian rock. Okay, this is Christian metal and Christian punk rock. Some of these tapes are 30 years old, and I've listened to them in high school. It's a Swedish band there. The Jerusalem is a Swedish band. Okay, we got some Petra, all kinds of gospel music. There's more gospel music. My friend and I had a garage band back in the 90s, and this is my garage band from the 90s. It's our album. Okay. And if you've never seen a blue cassette, there's a blue cassette tape. Yeah, Mom. Hello. I'm live. What are you doing? Miley Jane? Yeah. Or let her come in. Miley Jane? Here, Miley. Okay. Oh, come on, Miley. She's here. Anyway. Okay, guys. I'm going to quit boring you as soon as I show you my childhood photos. Now, this is quality content. Yes. Okay. This is not the ones. These tapes are made when I was a kid. My mother and she recorded stuff on cassettes when I was a little child. And this stuff was made in the early 80s, like 1981, 1982 is when this stuff was made. So here, I've got a lot of these inlay cards and J cards here. Here, these are the cassettes. Can we hear your band? Yeah, sure. I'll put it on here in a few minutes. Now, that's something I can do a rip of, a cassette rip. See, this is recorded around 1981. Me and my mom, this tape is almost 40 years old. Okay. We'll hear it. We'll testify to the longevity of cassettes. That was me, if you want to know. Me when I was a little kid. What I sounded like. Okay. This was a Christian, supposed to have been a Christian in the 90s, early 90s. Okay. Yes. now we're back on the air. Hopefully we're back on the air. Sorry about that. The darkest hours of the night. Okay, everyone, thank you for sticking with me. This is my dehumidifier. It's running. It's up to 80% relative humidity, so I'm going to turn it off so you can hear me. Okay, now. Okay, now. Okay, now. As I said, they introduced the cassette a long time ago. Now here's Elvis Presley. Here's a little bit of self-recorded Elvis stuff. Now these tapes are really good. These TDKs, if you're going to get some cassettes, Charlene Wright, how are you? Sean, Charlene Wright, and Sean American Patriot. Nice to see. These tapes are made around 1979. Okay. Got some more Elvis Presley music here. Everybody likes Elvis Presley Gold Records, and Golden Records, 2 Elvis Presleys. And so a lot of your really old cassettes would have paper labels. They would have paper labels. That's how I know this is an original 70s cassette tape. Can't believe you know White Cross. Rex Carroll used to be a friend of mine. Lars Hope, I'm glad to hear you say that, because you see, I'll tell you a short story. In 1990, I was into heavy metal in the late 80s and early 90s. And I'll get all my White Crosses out. Okay. And Rex Carroll, I remember when Rex Carroll played with White Cross. I sure do. And I went to Igthoost. Have you ever heard of Igthoost Christian Music Festival? Well, I went to it one year in 1993. Okay, here's Scott Wenzel that sang with White Cross. Okay, now. And I lost my case, my cover, so I printed up a fake cover for it. Okay, I just made a fake, printed it up. Okay, this is White Cross Unveiled. Scott Wenzel, Film at 11. That's a good one. I like that one. All right, here's a good one. I don't know if this is called White Cross. Around 1990, my mom started buying me Christian tapes, so I wouldn't listen to heavy metal anymore, and I would stop listening to Ozzy Osbourne and Metallica and that kind of music. Let's see who these guys are. Okay. Let's see. Rex Carroll. Here he is. The second guy there, Rex Carroll. Yep. So, yeah, this is one of my favorite White Cross cassettes. What year it came out? It came out in 89 or something. So 89, yeah. So I'll play this one to death. I really played this White Cross Triumphant Return. I played that to death. And so I'm a Christian. I'm a born again Christian. So the certain details of my life, that I struggle with over the years. But when I become a Christian, I was raised in church and became a Christian, accepted Jesus in 1989. I started getting these Christian tapes and White Cross in the Kingdom. This is another one of the favorites that I have. Okay. Now here's the first White Cross. The very first, 1987. Okay. White Cross, that's their debut album there. Okay. And so, okay, here's a punk band, Christian punk band called One Bad Pig. And so Bloodgood, here's another one. Band I really like called Bloodgood. It's a Christian metal band called, he's on his own, but he started another one, King James Band, The Shredder. That sounds like good music. That sounds good stuff. Holy Soldier. Holy Soldier wasn't out very long, but I love the new contemporary Christian Casting Crowns Mercy Me. I've heard of them. Some of these groups. I've got a little bit of newer stuff, and I'll go over it. Okay, this is something I listened to in high school. Ultimate Metal 2. This is Christian metal, and okay, the bands. Here's White Cross. I started listening to this music, and when I was in school, it was just really depressing. It was just such a depressing time period, especially bullies and stuff in school, just like really tears a person down. And this is one of my favorites. It's just like a positive message. It's just like in school, I saw the evil of society, the negatives of the personalities, of people. So I just saw, Christianity is just an ideal. It's just like an ideal life to where, if everybody did what, the Bible says, and the world would be good. So enough of that. Let's see, Jerusalem. 10 years after volumes 1 and 2, Christian Metal. He's on Facebook. You should send him a holler and show him your collection. He would get a kick out of that. Oh, that sounds good. I might do that. Okay. There's some contemporary. Petra. Listen to Petra. I just got about every last Petra album that there ever was and ever will be. Randy Stonehill. I like Randy Stonehill. When I'm not in a very religious mood, I like to listen to music like Randy Stonehill because it's not really real preachy and stuff, if I'm not in a very religious mood, Of course, it's still good music, but so Keith Green. I started listening to this guy. He got killed in a plane crash when I was a kid, and I really started becoming more of a devout Christian in the early 90s. That's when I really stopped listening to mainstream music, so I really never got into the grunge feel in the 90s when that band came out, Nirvana. When that album, yeah, we all struggle, Laura. That's the truth. But I started right about the time that Nirvana came out. That was when I decided I would become a sold out, devout Christian. And, I got rid of all my heavy metal music and stuff. And I started listening to gospel music and stuff like that. And so, let's see. Here is my granddad's Bible. And I have this. It's called a Schofield. I don't know what it is, but I've got a Schofield Bible. But let's see, that's it. So my granddad. So anyway, I've got these. These are going to be mixtapes, and I'm going to put together. This is just for my own use, and put various artists, maybe records on this. It's just my homemade, and they're blank right now, but homemade mixtapes, like albums. So that's a lot of these and what these look like. I've got them pre-packaged, and I can put my songs on these. Okay. I've got quite a few of these. These are from the 70s. A Scotch C60. A lot of these old Scotch cassettes. They're good. They're good cassettes. They're durable. So, none of them, like I said before, binder hydrolysis. None of these tapes really have binder hydrolysis. None of the Scotch. Okay. Here's another one that I was working on making. Hit Invasion. So I just haven't put music on them yet. But a lot of these different kinds. There's a 180. There's a cassette tape called a 180. And I'm going to show it to you guys. Okay. See, Maxell. Here's a type 2. Now, if you were a kid like me growing up in the 80s, yeah, or we won't even be able to have one. That's true. You never know what's going to happen. What is your favorite genre of music? Homeless Cats. I think my favorite genre of music is new wave, early 80s new wave. Yeah, let's see. Homeless Cats, hello, good. And it's a high bias, so that's more of an expensive cassette. I'm going to find that 180 for you guys. Now there's a 120. Here's a Sony 120. This is 2 hours. This tape is 2 hours. 90. And I have one. I'm going to find it real fast. I'm going to find it for you guys. Even though you may be bored to tears, I'm going to find it anyway. 90. Because I know it's around somewhere. A lot of these are expensive cassettes, and I've got them cheap because I got them cheap. These are the ones I've been recording Elvis Travels. Here, 120 Scotch C120. That's your 2 hour cassette, and the rare tapes that are hard to find. Rare tapes that are hard to find. Okay. Just like I said about Elvis Travels, I don't agree with everything he says and does, but I just like his passion. That's all. I like his passion for his, you know, for his mood. He's passionate, about what he believes, even though he said things and he insulted Rosie O'Kelly the way he has, and that woman that undead. You know, he didn't have to say all the stuff he said, but anyway, um, well, I record other people too, other kinds of podcasts. There's Christian podcasts, van life podcast. This is an odd tape because it's 46 minutes. Okay. And I got some more 45-minute cassettes, odd cassettes too. I collect a lot of odd stuff. So here's a BASF professional CR02 high bias cassette. Okay, that's what your old BASFs look like. Okay, now there's a type of a tape that for the tape formulation. There's of course your normal tape ferric cassettes. Yeah, your ferric cassettes or your regular ferric oxide. That's your brown stuff. Then you have your CR02. The expensive cassettes are called metal tapes. I don't have any metal bias tapes. If you're a cassette aficionado, you may not know what that is. So I'm going to try to find there's a type 3, a tape that's called a type 3, and it's called Ferrochrome. And there's not many at all. They made it in a short period of time in the 80s. So if you can see this, thank you. But it's 1, which is ferro. Then you type 2 is chrome. Type 3 is ferrochrome. And that's a rare tape that they didn't make very many of. It's just the type 3 formulation. It was rare. So that tape player does type 3, but most tapes don't do it. Don't do type 3. Here's another 46-minute no. It was supposed to be in there. Okay. Okay, here's an odd cassette. 30, look. Sony 30 minutes. That's an odd cassette, 30 minutes. I think this tape is going to be that I'm looking for is it's maybe Led Zeppelin or Led Zeppelin. It might be a Led Zeppelin. I don't know what it is. Simon and Garfunkel. We got Simon and Garfunkel, Johnny Cash, Lou Rawls, Hit Machine, Charlie Rich, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Dr. Demento. Okay, everybody. Does everybody know what Dr. Demento is? I really don't know exactly what Dr. Demento is. Whatever Dr. Demento is. Plenty of Elvis Presley in here. Excuse me. Okay. It's a rare old cassette. This is The Doors, Van Morrison. Okay. Elvis. Okay. Other kinds of rock music. Sandy Brown. Savoy Brown. Is he blues? Savoy Brown. Does anybody... You need to clean that nasty house. It's not that bad. Okay. Savoy Brown. I don't know who Savoy Brown is. If somebody can tell me who Savoy Brown is. Boots Randolph. Who is Boots Randolph? If somebody can tell me who Boots Randolph is. But anyway. Rudimento. Okay. Led Zeppelin. This might have been The Doors. It was The Doors or somebody. Beatles. Here's Eric Clapton. Okay. Late Night Horror. Okay. Thanks, Laura. Okay. Eric Clapton. Let's see. Backless. Bacchus. Backless. These are the songs on here. Okay. There's a specific kind of tape I'm looking for. There's Boston. A dub of Boston. Here. James Taylor. Jim Croce. We've got Jim Croce. Traffic. Here's a band in the 70s called Traffic. Here's the Kinks. I love the Kinks. Here's a mix I made of the Kinks. Here's the Beatles. I'm seeing some mixes I made. I love Carole King too. Here's the Jacksons. Boston Sticks. I like Sticks. They're good. So, okay, Gordon Lightfoot. John Denver's Greatest Hits 1 and 2. Loggins and Messina, Robert Palmer, Stevie Wonder, the Force soundtrack. This is for the Force soundtrack. Yakety Sax. Okay, John Fogerty. Here's some Fleetwood Mac and Stevie. Hey. This might be the thing I'm looking for. Now here is a BASF. Let's see if this is a ferrochromium. Ferrochrome. Hell yes, this is it. Okay, it's a type 3 cassette. As you can see right here. Fiddle focus. Ferrochrome. See the FECR or normal bias. It's a tape that they did not make very long at all. Okay. Oh, cool. Yes. Ferrochrome. That's that rare. Now, on the front of the tape, it's black, like a chrome tape. That's why they call it a ferrochrome. It's both mixed together. It's ferric oxide, which is the brown stuff, and it has chrome on the front. And if you take this tape and let's see, what can you do? You may not be interested in this, you guys, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. On the back of this tape, it is brown. Can you see it? It's brown on the back. The tape is brown on the back, black on the front, because it's both mixed together. It's ferric oxide and chrome back to back. So it was supposed to give it a good sound. It was supposed to have been a modern, because your ferrochrome, your ferric oxide tape, your regular ferric oxide tape captures bass really well. Oh, Traffic is Steve Winwood. Okay. Ferric oxide, the brown stuff, captures bass, but it does not capture your high treble. Your chrome tape. Here's my Fleetwood Mac. Okay, and I've got Steve Winwood too. I've got some Steve Winwood. I've got records of Steve Winwood. Back in the High Life again and all that good stuff. Okay. Some of my good music here. Okay, we got Genesis here. Phil Collins. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. Face Value. Here's Huey Lewis and the News. Huey Lewis and the News. Huey Lewis. Steve Winwood Chronicles. It's like a greatest hits of Steve Winwood. Okay, Steve Winwood, Back in the High Life. Here's another Steve Winwood. Here's the Steve Winwood here. Here's John Cougar. Jay Giles Band. Okay, Rod Stewart. I love this. Daryl Hall and John Oates. That's Hall and Oates right there. And how does that affect the sound quality? It has pretty good P.O. Box. I'd like to get a P.O. Box Homeless Cats. I want to do that. I need to. Foreigner. We got Foreigner here. Here's a Foreigner. Double Vision. Here's the Cars Greatest Hits. Howard Jones. I like Howard Jones. No One Is to Blame. Mike and the Mechanics. All I Need Is a Miracle. Bryan Adams. Okay, here is This is a rare record. Yeah, Mark, some of the music, you can't even find it because it's good music, but it's really good music. Here's Boy George and the Culture Club. The Police, Men at Work. Billy Idol, ABC. And here's The Art of Noise. And so, okay, guys, you're going to find you some good stuff here. Here is Genesis, Invisible Touch. Yeah, Eddie Money. Homeless Cats, cassettes at the local flea markets and antique malls. They're pretty cheap. I may pick some up. Oh, I would love to have. That's good. If you want to get interested in yourself or send them to me, I would appreciate them. If anybody ever wanted to donate any cassettes or anything to me, I can get my email is jonicheryl74@gmail.com. and I can send you my address privately in an email. I'll send my address to you privately in an email. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love. I got it cheap because it's the cover. Here's the one I was popular when I was a kid. Born in the USA. Here it is, Bruce Springsteen. Okay. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. That's a good one. Okay. Oh, man, look at this, guys. Bon Jovi, New Jersey. Check that out. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely flower power. Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain. Yeah, here's Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. Okay, Michael Jackson, Thriller. That's the one I had when I was a kid. Thank you, Homeless Cats. I appreciate that. Bad, Michael Jackson. In Excess. Here's an In Excess. In Excess Kick. I like that one. Okay, Lionel Richie. I love Lionel Richie. I love listening to him and sing with VHS. Good. Dancing on the Ceiling. Can't Slow Down. See, Can't Slow Down. It has Can't Slow Down all night long. All night, Penny Lover. Love will find a way. Running with the night. Let's see. Bonnie Tyler. It's a heartache. Nothing but a heartache. Here. Ooh, break out. Dun, 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 dun. Don't stop to Cindy Bullens. Remember that song that said, "It's raining on prom night. My hair is a mess. It's raining all over my taffeta dress." This is from the movie, Grease. And this person sang that song, "It's Raining on Prom Night," for the movie Grease. Cindy Bullens. And this person later on in the years become transgender and transitioned to living as a man. Later on in the years, this is when they were still a female, Cindy Bullens. So that's a bit of history there. Baja, that's a good one. I forgot what Baja sang. I forgot, but I'll listen to that later. But that's a popular song on there. Here's Jenny Burton. She's not very popular, but she's good. You know, I like music. Neighborhood garage sale. Oh, I like those garage sales. Fellini. She's not well known, but I like her records. See, that's 80s punk. I love that style, that 80s punk stuff. Kim Carnes, Voyeur. Okay, here's Tony Basil. She sang that song, Hey Mickey. Hey Mickey. This is the album with Mickey on it. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I love rock and roll. See, I love rock and roll. There was that. Here's Josie Cotton. And this is a song that's not politically correct. He could be, this has a retro kind of a rockabilly 50s feel, but it's 80s punk rock like Joan Jett. Kind of like Joan Jett, but with a little rockabilly feel. It's a Johnny, are you queer? Johnny, here's a deal, boy. Johnny, are you queer, boy? And laughing with your friends. Anyway, look up that song, Johnny, Are You Queer by Josie Cotton. I like it. It's a funny song. Pretenders. Here's the Pretenders. Here's the Pretenders. Okay, here's the Pretenders. Here's the Eurythmics. Okay, Eurythmics. The Motels. Suddenly. Last summer. There's the Motels. I love the older stuff. What kind of a turntable do you have? Motels. Okay, I'll show you my record player. Here's another Motels record. I've got several record players. Here's Patti Smythe. I'll show you my record player. You may not be able to see it. Okay, this is called an Onkyo turntable. There it is. You can see it. It has a balancing weight, counterbalance weight on the back. You may not be able to see it in the dark. Counterbalancing weight, anti-skid control. It has tables that are a little cheaper. Wow. Whatever. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Hilarious Hope. Here's Scandal. Here's their song on here, Scandal. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. I think women like that are attractive. Your 80s glam, punk, pop music, style. Scandal, which is Patti Smythe. Okay. Missing Persons. And here's Quarter Flash. I'm going to harden my heart. I'm going to swallow my tears. I'm going to turn and run. Yeah, none of these records are scratched hardly. Parallel Lines, Blondie. I love Blondie. I listen to Blondie all the time. Hunter, Blondie. Okay, Blondie, Eat to the Beat. There's that one. Let's see. Blondie, forgot the name of that one. Auto American, that's what that's called. Plastic Letters by Blondie. And here's Debbie Harry solo. Okay. Deaf, Dumb, and Blonde. Got that. Okay, here's Debbie Harry Cuckoo solo there. Pat Benatar. Or get to our Pat Benatars. I'll show you the rest of my Debbie Harry. Like I said, Debbie Harry on these. Okay, now. Debbie Harry, this has a DVD with it, with music videos. Okay. Blondie, No Exit. These are 90s, newer music. This is a dual disc. It's a newer Blondie. Or Debbie Harry. Yeah, the Curse of Blondie. That's what that is. Yeah, the newer records are really expensive. Deborah Harry, Necessary Evil. Blondie. Here's the one with it's like a platinum collection with a lot of her songs on it. I used to listen to that in my car a lot. Okay. Now this is a collector's pack. It's a fan pack. It has a poster in it and everything. I just took it out here to make it accessible, but it has a poster in there and a magazine and everything. It's like a fan package. So here's Pat Benatar. Got all Pat Benatar, just about all of them, except the new stuff because she's still singing. Okay, Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar. Okay. Pat Benatar is the most popular one. It's Crimes of Passion. It has that song on there. Let's see. Treat Me Right, You Better Run. Never Leave Without You. Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Little Paradise. Wuthering Heights. Prisoner of Love, Out of Touch. Yeah, that's, I think, one of our most popular ones. A newer Pat Benatar. This has that song, We Belong to the Night, We Belong to Each Other. It's got that on there. Now, Pat Benatar, Wide Awake in Dreamland. All fired up, never been all fired up. It's got that. Here's another Pat Benatar, an old Pat Benatar. We've got another live Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar, Get Nervous. Okay, Madonna, Like a Virgin. Madonna debut, first album of Madonna. I'll do that. I'll check Flower Power. Madonna from the movie. Who's that girl? Who's that girl? Madonna, Like a Prayer. This is the new Madonna. It's not the newest, but it's one of the newer Madonnas. It's 2 records. It's actually 2 records. Rebel Heart Madonna, 2018 or 2014 Madonna. Here's what a new record looks like. If you've never seen a brand new vinyl of today, it's the heavyweight vinyl. There it is. That's what it looks like. Okay. New Madonna. Madonna, like a Madonna, True Blue. Yeah, well, I live a movie. Here's Heart, Dreamboat Annie, little ship of dreams, riding on the diamond wave, little darling one, warm wind surrounds her. Here's a good Heart here. If looks could kill, what about love? Never. These dreams go on when it's cold outside. Yeah. That's for Heart. Let's see. Who will you run to when it all falls down? Where do I get to alone? This is what's on here. Cool. And I don't know what this is. All I want to do is make love to you. This is all I say. All I want to do is make love to you. It's on there. Okay, Sheena Easton. Sheena Easton. Sheena Easton, it's an interview, Sheena Easton. This is for a radio station. Radio station is what this is. Oh, yeah, Vogue. I love that song. And I've got some CDs of Madonna. We'll look at the Sheena Easton story. Yeah, this is made for a radio station.